All right. Thanks everyone for joining today. Today we're joined by Steve Black from Steve Black Speaker, and we're really excited to see everything that he has to say. So without further ado, I'm just going to turn the floor right on over to him so he can get started.
All right, and I'm thrilled to be here. Today we're going to be talking about how you can take your game to a new level. When I talk about game, I'm talking marketing game. We're going to talk about simple social media strategies to succeed in a high interest rate market. We're going to be talking about personal branding strategies to set you apart from the competition. I'm going to share a couple of artificial intelligence tools with you that you're definitely going to want to take notes on. And if you're not using the tools I'm talking about, you're spending at least 3 to 5 hours a week doing things that you don't need to be doing. And we're going to even slip in some sales skills. I know it's a bold promise for a 50-minute workshop, but I promise you, you're going to get a lot of good ideas. So put the devices down, zero in. This came with a 6-page worksheet. If you don't have the worksheet, grab some paper and transfer them over to the worksheets later. But I'm Steve Black. I live in Tampa, Florida. And today I want you to write down my cell number. My cell number is 407-790-1141. And if you have any questions from today, just feel free to text me. Also, you'll have an opportunity to get the list of pictures I'm going to show. If you'd like that in a PDF on your phone or an image file on your phone, just text me pics and I'll get that for you. Also, write down my social media handle. That's Steve Black Speaker. So if you want to find me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, Threads, YouTube, it's all the same. It's Steve Black Speaker. And this is what we call universal branding. And this is your first lesson of the day. I want everybody in the next 7 days to go through and come up with a handle that is unique to you that you could use across all the networks. So I don't want it to be Seahawks fan 84. I want it to be representative of who you are and what you do. Jane Levinson, real estate agent, or Jane Levinson, broker. If you're a realtor, realtor would work there. I know it. Some people are, some people aren't that are listening to this, but I want something to be unique, and that'll be printed on your business cards. You'll get a sign made on your open house flyers. You're just making it easy for people to find what you're working so hard to set up. I hope that makes sense to you. So going into the worksheet that we sent out for today, I'd like everybody to start up at the top and write down a goal for themselves in the next 12 months. How much money do you want to make? It's time to do a reset. As we head into the new year, whenever you're watching this, ask yourself honestly, if you really applied yourself, you kept a great database, you focused on marketing, you focused on sales. Every day you were talking to, let's say 5 homeowners a day, 5 people in your warm market, good things would happen. So I want, write a goal. I want to make 150,000, or I want to make 250, or I want to make 400,000. A good high realistic goal for yourself, $1 million, right? If that's realistic. Put down a 5-year goal. Over the next 5 years, what do you want to achieve or accomplish? That, make $1 million, make $2 million, make $5 million cumulatively. 5 years, that important part where, you sell somebody a house now, 5 years from now, they want to sell it again and buy it again. They want to use you, but you got to make it easy for them to find you. When we talk to buyers, 89% of the people that we talk to want to do business with the same agent, but only 11% did last year in your area. So that says to me, agents are not doing a good job of staying top of mind, keeping relationships going in that broad window. All right, put down 2 90-day goals. The first 90-day goal, I'd like you to write down how many listings are you going to take in the next 3 months. So if you just, if you set your goals, let's say kind of low, get 2 listings a month. Maybe that's high for some of you, I don't know. But let's say you set a goal to do 2 a month, that'd be 6. If you did 4 a month, that would be 12. But how many listings do you want to get in the next 90 days? And then put down another 90-day goal, if you would. In the next 90 days, how much you're going to put under contract? I'm sure some of you have stuff in the funnel, things you're working with. So again, just simple math. If you sold 2 $500,000 condos a month or properties a month, you'd be looking at $3 million in volume. All right. So I assume some of you set some goals to do better. Here's the secret. Put your hands together like this. All right. Now switch your thumbs around. How's that feel? It feels different. It feels awkward. You've got to have goals that pull you towards your future. You got to have a reward system that supports those goals, like, hit your goal and you go on a nice cruise to Jamaica. You don't hit your goals, you donate the money to charity. That's pain, pleasure. Tony Robbins talks about it. I talk about it. You got to motivate yourself for peak performance. And then embrace change, lean into the new things that are out there. Don't be the person that says, oh yeah, I've heard of Chat GPT, I've heard of artificial intelligence. Be the person that's actually going out there, adapting, learning, leaning into it, so you get an advantage over the agents that don't. So I want to cover these 5 things today. We have a lot more to cover, but I only have a short amount of time with you, 45 or 50 minutes. So the first thing we're going to talk about is personal branding. The second thing, social media. Where should you play the game? Third thing, video marketing and how it's being used in your industry right now. We're going to talk about quality content on a consistent basis. So I'm going to talk about the importance of having a digital social media calendar. Write that down so that you can plan and take advantage of opportunities that might present themselves, whether it's a opening day for your big sports team, or it's a the balloon fest that's in your town, or a list of the farmers markets once they kick in, in the springtime. So you want to get a calendar together, and then ultimately you got to learn how to sell. And my phone's been blowing up for the last couple months with brokerages reaching out and saying, can you teach our agents how to sell? Because they haven't had to sell real estate if they got in the business in the last 8 years, because real estate sold itself. So I don't have a lot of time to do that, but I am going to give you some verbiage, some phraseology as we go through. So again, zero in. You're on a very special broadcast today, and if you pay attention, this broadcast can mean a lot of extra commissions for you in the future. So I'm going to start our conversation around personal branding. Go ahead and write down the tip I already gave you. Write down universal branding. Same social handle on your Facebook business page, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, Threads, anywhere you play the game. The only one you're going to have an issue with is X, because they limit you to 15 characters. And if you picked one that's longer than that, you'll have to use a hybrid. Write down own your name or a version of it as a .com. So Jane Levinson Agent, or Jane Levinson Real Estate, or Jane Levinson Realtor. Go ahead and write this down. But in the next 6 weeks, I want everybody to get together 20 to 30 lifestyle success pictures, personal branding pictures. And you're going to drip these over the markets, tell your success story, remind people you're alive, you're out there, and you're going to get engagement. And then you're going to turn that engagement into conversations, which is going to lead to commissions. All right. And find a niche would be my advice for you. Find a niche. So let me take you in our workbook. I run the Business and Social Media Success Series. And as part of this class today, you're going to have the opportunity to join us in our group coaching for like 90% off. I'm going to do that on a limited basis, maybe for the first 7 or 8 that take action that are watching this live or watching the recording. But one of the first things I would have you do is I would have you go through this module on personal branding. And in that module, it's, 58-minute class. It has a very detailed workbook that I'm scrolling through. And one of the things that I would have you do in this class, I would have you find a niche. So let me take you over to a couple examples of that. So this gal you see on the screen, she's one of our students out of South Carolina. This gal here, Melinda, real sweet lady. And you can do our program with either just the core training where you get together with groups, or some of you want that one-on-one attention. So she chose to go with the one-on-one, have a coaching call. And on the coaching call, she asked us, we asked her, if you could wave a magic wand, who would you like as customer? She goes, if I had my choice, I'd like to just work with seniors. Now in my area, I need to work with everybody, but I just don't click well with the younger generation. I'd work with seniors. She goes, I went through the trouble of getting a number of designations. And what you're looking at here is her Facebook business page, which showcases the market she serves, who she is, what she does, her expertise, her brand. and then also how to reach her. And when I looked a lot of the agents up from your brokerage and in this area, I didn't see that. What I was seeing was very generic covers, pictures of houses, pictures of, kitchens. I rarely did I see contact info, and this is good best practice. So as people are finding your content, then they have an easy way to reach out to you. So I'd like everybody write this down in the next 30 days. You could do it sooner. I'd like you to revamp your profiles, and I'm going to show you some more examples in a few minutes. And then what you do to, and we're doing a masterclass in the very near future on this, how to leverage your business page. And one of the things we would teach you to do is to seek out the other pages that have similar audiences, like in her example being that she wants to work with seniors, Senior Living Magazine, AARP. I taught her to set up a little breakfast group, where she gets together with people in her area, her hyper-local area, that all run a assisted living facility, that run the Silver Slippers programs, that books the cruises for the seniors, the people over at the cemetery. And I know that's morbid, but let's face it, their kids are going to be looking to do something with the property. And so if you have relationships with other people, they're going to naturally want to send you referrals, and I have students that have done this, got 50 or 60 referrals the first year they implemented it. Let's say they close half of that, that's 25 to 30 deals. So really powerful strategy. And if you're looking, some of you are probably looking at me like, Steve, I hate dealing with seniors. Well, maybe you want to go after the luxury market. My question is, if somebody described you, would they describe you as that agent that, really understands how to market luxury property? And Teresa and I did a coaching call, and I remember it distinctly. I said, what's going on in your business? She goes, Steve, I'm burned out. I've been in this 28 years. I've been buying realtor.com leads, and they got me burned out. I said, why? She goes, well, they're basically not the market I'm looking for. I want to serve luxury, and they're sending me people with 550 credit scores looking for double wides. And she goes, to add insult to injury, if I don't call them back in 5 minutes, they've talked to 3 agents. I go, who do you want to serve? She says, luxury. I go, well, let's stop that. She says, thank you. I needed somebody to tell me that. And then, I said, let's get some pictures together. So you're looking at, one of many of the lifestyle pictures that her and her team took, pictures at the coffee shop that everybody recognizes, walking out of the Prada store, being at nice properties, sitting on the couch, reading a book, arranging flowers. So, we're going to give you templates so that you can make your profiles look better. And I say, we'll give you that, if you're one of the lucky people to work with us. This brand new agent out of Houston, she used to work with the government. She didn't have any social media. She heard about our company and the social media success series. So she joined it up. She went all in, made her stuff look great, right? She doesn't look like a new agent, in my opinion. I don't know about you. Give me some feedback in the chat box or the YouTube thread or wherever you're watching this. But she's not going to be asked, how long you've been in the business, and be like, wow, your marketing was a lot better than other agents we talked to. She goes, imagine what I'd do to sell your house for top dollar. So I think you're seeing some of the advantages, just to making your stuff look great. Because if you're going to play the game, do it right. So another thing that, we get a lot of questions about is hashtags, and there's a number of different uses for them. I consolidated that in a 9-minute video that'll teach you how to use both branded, unbranded, hyper-local, industry like real estate, lifestyle hashtags. But one thing I would like to point out, as long as I have you on this page, you should have at least 2 hashtags. Let's say it was, what was I using? Janet Levinson. So sold by Janet Levinson, and then Janet Levinson, sells WA, or Janet Levinson broker or realtor. But be consistent. Pick one of each. A sold by and your name with your sells WA or sells Oregon or wherever you're at. And then you go back to all your old posts for the last 2 years. You could edit them. You just throw in your hashtag. You put your main hashtag, the Janet Levinson real estate on every one. You put the sold by Janet Levinson on the ones where you represented the buyer or the seller. And then somebody says, I want to be upfront with you. I'm interviewing a few other agents. You say, that's a good idea. Let me send you my hashtag. If you'll just research that, you'll see all the houses I've sold. And they're telling all the other agents, we're not doing anything until we talk to our friend. that they've researched. So I hope that makes sense, can make you a lot of money. Here's that list of pictures. And again, I would encourage you to send me a text, just say pics, and I'll send this over to you. But these are not headshots. These are, lifestyle pictures. So you got three choices with this. The first choice, the best choice, invest $1,500 to $2,000, get with a photographer, go around town, get a portfolio of pictures together. That'd be your best option. Maybe get in groups of three, you guys maybe could split the cost. Your second option is maybe get a family member, like a teenager that lives at your house for free, right? To go ahead and follow you around and get pictures of you. So it's a picture of you putting a sold sign on your company sign. It's a picture of you arranging the flowers in a vase. It's a picture of you holding a calculator. It's a picture of you walking. So it's a combination of landmarks and that. So I'm going to kind of blow your mind right now, and I'll just show you this in action. So let me go to this one right here. So I put this picture up last week on social media. It had almost 225 people, maybe a few more, engage with it. Now, more than that saw it, but that's the ones that took the time to put a thumbs up or comment. Why did they do that? This is to my warm market. It's a picture of me. It's something inspiring. There's nothing salesy there. And then I'm going to teach you how to take that engagement and turn it into money, right? What if I told you that I never have been in that suit? I have not been that tan in a while. I didn't take this picture. This is an AI generated picture. And so we share tools with you so that if you don't want to drop $2,000 for a photographer, you can get, 90% of the way there through artificial intelligence tools for either free or very little money, And so this would be an example of me in the library. Just put another one out there today. This one came through. And look at the comments on this. Love that jacket. Go get them, Tiger. Love the energy and jacket. Nice blue on you. Great pick. Have a great week ahead. And I put this on my personal. I actually got more engagement on my business page with this. I also put, something, shared it over to my business page, reach a different group of people. And those of you that have business pages, they don't get engagement. It's because you're not doing stuff like this. But focusing on your Facebook personal, what you want to do is then you come back over here, you look to see who these people are. There's my neighbor, I message her. And the message isn't, do you want to sell your house? It's like, hey, I saw you commented on my coat. Thank you so much for the compliment. How'd your summer go? And, if you do this 5 times a day, 4 days a week, you still got 3 days to play, and you're going to bring in a listing a week. Because write this down, 20 conversations with homeowners or people in your warm market will lead to one deal. So if you're on this call and you want to make money, understand, I just showed you high-tech stuff. I showed you strategy, and now I'm showing you a strategy to turn content into conversations and into commissions. That's where the light bulb should go off. And honestly, if I stop right here, we didn't do anything else, you're going to be wildly successful if you're coachable and you're an action taker. And if you're not an action taker, you're the kind of person gets off a call like this, goes on to another call, and you're always chasing that squirrel when the gold is right in front of you. This is what'll work for you, I promise. Been coaching agents for over 30 years, working with them, and a ton of the top producers at your company as well. So moving back to our worksheets. Everybody, let's go to the second page. And so when we talk about the networks to play on, you don't see TikTok listed there, and it's intentional. I was with a group of young agents the other day, and the minute I said the F word, Facebook, the hands went up. Hey, Coach Steve, Facebook's not cool. It's for old people. I'm like, you're right. But who owns most of the real estate? People over 40 or people that are 21? And so you got to ask yourself, what social network has the demographic you're going with? Even if you're young, you got to understand the boomers, your parents, right? We accounted, people in my age bracket, we accounted for over 40% of the sales, sometimes higher in the last 12 months. As interest rates rose, guess who has the money, and guess who owns 45% of boomers own their house without even a mortgage. So those are opportunities where if you have the right strategies, you can have conversations and you could bring, properties on the market. It's beyond what I can cover here, but we could talk about that offline. But anyways, let's look at social media. So let's talk about Facebook. So Facebook, there's two sides to the fence. And then we're going to come back to some cool artificial intelligence stuff, because I know you're excited about that as well. But we have our Facebook personal, we have our Facebook business. You want to use both to market your business, market your brand, and become unforgettable. If you draw a line down the middle of the paper and you separate them, Facebook personal, it's about relationships. You can have up to 5,000 friends. I teach you a really cool trick that'll make you uber effective, and it's how to put your friends into these friends lists so that you're not watching stupid cat videos from people you don't know. You're watching stupid cat videos from people that are your clients and you'll make money off of. Your goal, like I talked about, take those people that are engaging, and find them. So everybody write this down. It's not on the sheet there. Write down 5 posts a week for the rest of the year. So I want you to put up 4 posts around life, a picture of your food, a picture of your animals, a picture of your travels, and then slip in one, either lifestyle picture or, a picture of you, picture of a house, something that reminds people you're in real estate. But the lifestyle pictures will work really good over here. I have no problem if it's, 4 and 2, because you're doing an open house, but don't make your personal feed all about real estate, or if you're an affiliate, all about what the mortgage is or the products you represent. Make it about life. Otherwise, you're going to lose people, and you're not going to impress the algorithm, which means you get shown to less people. And then on the right side, it's kind of the inverse of your personal profile. Your dog is cute, but that's more over there. Over here, I want posts that are about 2 things: industry info and hyper local content. How often should you post? Again, 3 to 5 times a week over here, okay? If you're advertising, you're boosting posts, you get away with 3, otherwise go with 5, right? And then what should they be? Well, it should be, like I said, hey, reminder, we're having a football party at this restaurant. Anybody want to, it's to support a charity, getting the word out. Here's the farmers markets that are open. Here are the safe things to do on Halloween for the kids, right? What is the people, the moms, the dads care about that are in your area? That restaurant that opened up, you could go out there. I'll show you our social media calendar. So all of you should have a social media calendar, just kind of diverting a bit, but you want to set up different calendars. I just toggled off my work. Now I got my social media marketing. And one of the things on the calendar is once a month, highlight a local business. Now that could be a reel, it could be a Facebook Live, it could be a post, it could be all 3. But what if you went to that new cafe that just opened, right? It's the guy's 3rd restaurant in the area. Say, hey, I'm a local agent here. I really want your restaurant to be successful. I'd love to feature you as my business of the month next month. He's like, what's it going to cost me? You're like, nothing. I just want you to be successful. He's going to love you. He's going to let you put your cards in the lobby. He's going to tell everybody that asks him, says, hey, I'm moving to the area. He's going to say, you should talk to my friend. She or he's in real estate, right? You're going to get 5 calls a year from people saying Mario owns the restaurant. He says you could help me buy or sell a property. It's just going to happen for you. Imagine if you had that times 12. What if people in the community, when you walk into the supermarket, are like, hey, you're that realtor that always is promoting the area and small business, 2 thumbs up. Hey, by the way, I have a real estate question. So all good here, but you got to go out there and do it. Another thing that you could do on your business page every month, industry info. So write this down, everybody. Market update. I'll have you do 3 versions, A, B, C. I'll have you do a simple social media post. It'll go on all the networks, but it's got to be branded. It's got to look the same or similar every month. I love this one. This is one that one of our members, Ellie, she shared it with the group. So you'll have access to this template, right? And what that means in English, you go home tonight, it might take you 5 or 10 minutes to add your logo, add your phone number, add your color scheme, and now you're good for the next couple years. Now, Elle does it every week. I put it on the calendar, do it once a month. She goes, I like to do it every week because I get so much interaction. Might be a clue. The second version I'd have you do a Facebook Live, so do like on your business page, just, sit there for write this down, 10 or 15 minutes. The way the lives get pumped out, they want quality content, and then it's going to create that live experience even when they're not there live. And you're going to just say, hey, this is Steve. Here's what's happening in our market. For those of you that are investors, here's, maybe show some screenshots or pictures of some of the best opportunities. For more information on this property or my favorite investment properties, just reach out to me. And there's some great new construction going on in our area. If you met, this is what the clubhouse looks like. This is what the gym's going to look like. This is what the units look like. If you want more information, message me and I'll get you an info pack. Never telling them what the property is. You want to be the gateway, right? You register them, you earn your 2 to 4% commission. But anyways, this would be a strategy. And then C, you want to create a short form, like 30-second version. So I'm going to go here to the calendar. I'm going to click on one of the examples that are there. And you might do something like this.
Numbers, and here's what happened in Utah County's housing market throughout the month of July. Okay, our average sales price has slightly decreased from the month before, bringing it to $608,000. The highest price home that sold in Utah County for the month of July was listed and sold at $3.5 million. Our inventory is increasing, and there's currently 700.
So this is easy, but I got people that are watching this and probably like, how do you do the captions? How do you do those edits? Well, that's something I could teach you in about 4 minutes, right? I teach you how to use the Instagram Reel interface, how to use that in-house tool to create captions. I can also show you some more advanced stuff. Let me show you a couple more examples as long as we're talking about Reels. If you're getting some good ideas here, give me some feedback in the chat. Like this one here, I'll just play this. This is all done through Instagram. Write this down. Number 1, you film a video. I recommend that you film your video so you don't get lost in the interfaces, right? Number 2, you're going to open Instagram, the Reels interface. Number 3, you're going to add captions right through the interface. You're going to go to the top. There's a little sticker. You'll go ahead, click on that. You'll click captions. And then the fourth and most important thing, you're going to download that video with captions onto your phone, and you're going to send it also to Facebook, also to LinkedIn, also to Threads, all the other sites you might be on. What you don't want to do is film it on TikTok and try to bring it over to Facebook or Instagram. Listen to me. The CEO, I was at a meeting and the CEO was there, and he says that is one of the things that will crush the distribution. If we see that TikTok, or we know it's made with TikTok, the algorithm's going to punch it down. So your 14-year-old wants to do it on TikTok. You're like, hey, Coach Steve said, use Instagram or Facebook's interface and we'll get more success. And I'm fully aware you could take the watermark off, but why add an extra step? Why use the storage on your phone? So something like this.
This is Steve Black, and I just wanted to get a message to you. Take the brakes off. Go for it. You only have one life. Live it to the fullest. Give it everything you have.
So again, that's an example, just, the 4-step process I showed you. Now I actually break it up into an 8-step process in a 12-minute video, show you where those buttons are, but that's what you want to do. Now, let's say you've seen these other ones, these fancy ones that pop in and out. They're colorful. Let me show you what that might look like.
The number one thing I've identified to be successful is that you're coachable and you're an action taker. So get around the right people to coach you, and your success is guaranteed.
So I did this with an app called Captions, and we just did a module for our group, and you could have access to it if you move forward. It's all about mobile apps, how to do the things you need to know how to do that nobody taught you, right? But this is an app called Captions. It's available on any iOS device, so an iPhone or an iPad. I couldn't find it at the Droid store, so there I'd probably use something like CapCut. But I really like this because I put 0 time into this. It even knew what words to highlight, gave me quite a few choices. And I like it fast and easy so I can move on and actually talk to people and make money. So hope you're getting some really good ideas here. It's about to go into hyperdrive here in a minute. Let's go to the page on, so you're doing that on your business page as well as some of the other networks. And now I want to talk Instagram and kind of show you how it all comes together. So Instagram, here would be my 3 tips for you. And I've got about 25 tips for you. We have 4 modules in our members area, all about Instagram. The first one's the basics, set it up, killer bio. Then we teach you about reels and highlighted stories, those little circles. Then we go ahead and we teach you about the deep dive to reels. That blonde gal you saw, she helped teach the class. You get to go inside her brain, and I'm going to show you why you want to be inside her brain, because she's getting 100,000 plus views on some of her stuff. And then we show you how to use templates to like highlight properties and so forth. But anyways, my 3 takeaways are up on the screen, and the last thing, these stories, then populate them and learn how to do reels. So let me show you how this all comes together. So this is a student of ours out of Dallas, Texas. She did about 20 million, 25 million last year. So one of the top producers out there. She wasn't always that way. She's been coming to my seminars, my classes in Texas for, I don't know, a decade. But anyways, we sat down, we talked. I said, hey, we need to change this, because she had her company stuff there. So she's connecting with people, and they're like, oh, she's all about sales. She's not a real person. So I had her switch this up, which is fine. Picture your backyard, picture your kids, anything except a bunch of corporate stuff. But I want you to pay attention here. This is where she had it listed that she worked at her company. And I'm like, we need to change that. So you need to change your employment to be realtor at your company, or broker at your company, or real estate agent, whatever your title is. And then you link over to your business page. Write down, I call this keeping people in the ecosphere. Imagine it's Saturday at 9. Somebody you've met looked you up. This is what they found. They come over here and they send a message to your office, and you don't get that message till Monday or Tuesday. You're not getting the business. Right? Because they want a 5-minute, get called back in 5 minutes, but she gets called back because people come here and they're at her page, not the office page. I hope that sets in. I can teach you this in a 12-minute video called Universal Branding. And then I teach you in a module called Personal Branding 2, how to use our templates to, create this. But you can literally have this in 10 minutes if you just, had our templates. Or create something that looks this way. But something like this is really good, because see, it tells me that she's in Dallas, kind of the price point. We pick houses strategically, the price point she serves. While she does luxury, she also, sells that bread and butter. She's got her logo, and most importantly, her contact info, her company's logo, and her. So this is, I think, a really great looking profile, and we have lots of these examples for you, about 7 different ones to choose from. I want you to take a note though at that gold there. That's gold dust, right? And I know the hex code, and I show you how to go into Canva, upload a picture, grab the hex code. So now, whether it's black and gold, or you're blue or you're red, you're going to be able to have matching colors. And then, you come over here, see how we built her highlighted covers, those little circles that make those stories last forever. You're going to want to set one about you. You're going to want to populate it. So when people look you up, they understand that they're dealing with a human. You're going to want to use sold. So when you're going up against another agent or two, and they say, we're talking to a few other agents, you can send them this link. And you could say, hey, just take a look at all the houses I've sold, all the people that are happy with me. So lots of applications here. This is that killer bio, right? See how this bio is different than yours? It's just deep. We've used every character to the max. We got her branded hashtag. We got her company hashtag, the market she serves, how to reach her, a link to her branded.com that takes them to a LinkedIn page. And look at this, because she's doing things right, she's got almost 16,000 followers. That's a selling point on its own. She could go up against any agent that's not in my program, right? Or that's less successful in terms of building a following, and say, the reason you go with me, the reason you pay me 6%, I got a huge following. And what that means is your house can sell for 680, or it can sell for 660, depending on how many eyeballs you get on it. And even a rocket engineer says that makes sense. So a lot of advantages here. But now I want to talk about reels, okay? So the rest of this conversation, the last few minutes that we have, are going to be dedicated to that. So going back to the social media calendar, this would be a good game plan for everybody. Write down, I want everybody to do 2 a week for the next 3 months. That's going to get you an algorithm. And the algorithm on Instagram is very based on activity. You can make these in Instagram. I told you download them and then put them on other networks. I took that one little one that you saw that got 1,700 views, and I think it got 10,000 because, I had a bunch of people see it on LinkedIn, a bunch of people see it on Facebook personal, a bunch of people see it on my Facebook business. All right. So there's two parts to this. You got to learn how to press the buttons. If you don't know how to do that, I could give you a 4-minute video. It'll teach you that. And then, take 20 minutes to go through the 4 minutes, right? Pause it, open it up on your phone, pause it, do it. Now you know how to do it. It's basically what you try to get those teenagers in your life to do, but they're too busy to help you. And if you are the person that already knows how to do it, that's okay. Then you got to learn what to talk about. So I'm going to go into our members area and we'll pull off a few things. So I'm going to, you could go in your members area on your phone, your iPad. I recommend the computer. But anyways, this is where you get your monthly recordings. This is where you get your own social media calendar. We publish that every year. It's coming out in a couple months. You get this year's, next year's, the years after. This is those great templates. These are the, I'm going to show you what to do with these in a minute. But look, here we'll go under video topics. So let's say you want to go after first-time home buyers, right? First off, you want some listings. So you come on over here under 10 questions in our market asked about selling homes, all right? So like this is one, can I sell it as is? Or this one, should I paint the house? So there's no, I'm Johnny and I'm with ABC Company. Here it is. Hey, thinking of selling your house? Wondering if you should paint? Of course you should. Make it look as great as possible. But that's the wrong question. The right question, what color should you paint? I research it. There's 3 trending colors. Buyers will pay a premium for. DM or text me and I'll get them for you. So that's what I call evergreen content. And my students film that once and it's good now. It's good in 3 months. It's good in 3 years. Let's say like after the branding session, you really are like, I'm going to be gung-ho. One of my, content buckets is going to be content for first-time home buyers. So, this is something that they'd be interested in, right? How long does the home buying process take? So again, I'm just going to come up here. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go to one of the accounts I recommend, like the gal I showed you earlier, McCall, and we'll just come over here and we'll see what she did on that topic. So this would be an example of 1 a week, do something like this.
Okay, so how long does the home buying process take? So from the time that you go under contract on your home to when you can close on your new home, it's about a 30-day process if it is being financed. So
again, have a thumbnail so people want to click, use a light ring, eye level, and just be very to the point, but very good. The little trending sound that's going to get us more views. So that one got 5,100 views. Okay, so that would be, I want everybody, write this down. I want you to film 5 of those a month. And you could sit down, film all 5 in 30 minutes. Second month, it'll probably take you 20 minutes because you don't care as much. You're not worried about perfection. You're worried about progress. And then do 5 non-talking videos, maybe something like this.
She may contain the urge to run away, so hold her down with soggy clothes and breeze.
Right? So you could actually have the teenagers that live at your house for free do this. This will be their homework chore. And then the other ones, they could, shoot the videos, help you get your captions on, that kind of stuff. But don't be thinking just because you have a teenager, you don't need me, because you know what? They don't know how to make money with social media. I know how to make money with social media. I know how to teach you to do it. But like little things like this, that they, other people, a lot of young people don't think about. Put your phone number in the caption so people can reach you. So let's say that you like that video that we showed you earlier and you wanted to do it, right? It's cool I could give you a tool that'll give you transcribe it. You could put in an app like Telemarketer or a teleprompter, and you could rock and roll. You could be ready to do that this week. What's not cool is taking this and copying and using it, because the algorithm's going to know and it's going to cause all sorts of issues. So here we go. Go to the chat box. If you've used ChatGPT, say yes. If you haven't used it, say no. All right. I don't want just people, I've heard about it. Are you using it? Are you using it to do the things I could teach you to do? Write MLS descriptions, write emails to promote your property, respond to emails from clients, help you come up with video scripts. There's all this stuff that you need to know how to do. I teach it in a 75-minute course, but let's get started right now. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to say, rewrite that caption I just got with hashtags and emojis for a Seattle realtor, right? Or a real estate agent. All right. So I'm gonna just copy that in and let's see what it kicks back. Boom. I say, I might add my branded hashtag. You always want to eyeball it, make sure it's good, right? I might say, please give me 25 more hashtags for this post. Look at that. It gave me Seattle living. It gave me Seattle properties, home buying process, Seattle life. It even knows to mix it up, real estate and lifestyle. So let's try this again. I'm going to go over here to one I just did for another group, and I'll just use that same one for you. Actually, it doesn't want to let me see. New chat. Okay, I'm going to start from scratch on this one. Please write this down, everybody, before I do this. Write this down. When you take a listing, I want everybody to take at least 10 vertical pictures. I know you might shoot them like horizontal. Take at least 10. A picture of the entryway, a picture of the kitchen, a picture of the garden, picture of the basement, bonus room, patio. I want vertical pictures. I'm going to show you why in a minute. I want at least 7 video clips. So a little 3-second clip of the kitchen, a 5-second clip walking down the hall, a 4-second clip of the patio. You don't need to walk the whole house. We could just get these little clips together. Most of them are going to be used in 1 and 2-second increments. Okay. Now I'm going to go over here, and first thing I need when I take a listing, an MLS description. So please write a 400-word or less. I think a lot of you have limits like 500 words, sometimes 1,000 or less MLS description for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath condo in Seattle, Washington, near Harbor Steps and the ferry, near shopping and entertainment. If your jaws aren't dropping, they should be. I've just taken you what you're doing, or since you don't know about this, and it's taking you an hour, and it's created something as good or better than you could write in less than 30 seconds. So before we've even hit the car, we got an MLS description. Now you're going to want to look at it. Don't ever just take it blindly. Sometimes AI tools hallucinate. I don't know what drugs they're taking, right? But anyways, you're going to go ahead and eyeball it. It might say walk to shop. So you have to change that to walking distance, or you could be in violation of HUD. All right, but we got something really good. So now I'm going to need to promote this on social media. You haven't had to sell properties for 5 years. What should you do? You're going to get a couple of those pictures. You're going to create a social post, let's say. So I'm going to say rewrite as a short Instagram post with hashtags and emojis. Boom. Now, all those cute little things like the ship and that, you don't know where to find it. They found it for you. All right. So now we got 2 things done. Now, remember that media that we took? Here's what you're going to do. I'm going to teach you in module 4 of my Instagram course how to seek out templates, how to customize them so you could create a killer reel like I'm about to show you in 30 seconds. What you could do, you come in our members area right here. It says Instagram reel templates. And we always are changing these. We're updating these all the time. What's really working well. And if it says edgy urban, that's going to have a little rap music. If it says classy upbeat, that might be more suburban. But anyways, if you want to go ahead and you want to create, let's say, this reel. Look, this got over 50,000 views, got like 13,000 likes. If it worked for him, it'll work for you. I would teach you to, in module 4 of our course, just put a little text overlay there. Type in, DM or text for info on this property or any others, maybe have it come in the last few seconds. But if you did this, do you have a better chance of getting both ends of the deal? Are you going to acquire a big buyer list along the way? If you're too busy, you could share deals and, you know, with just running marketing and then go to Europe or whatever you want to do with the money. But anyways, this is what you need to be doing. And we probably need to spend more time to get you that point, is what I found with most agents. But that would kind of be what we got to do. Now I'm going to go back to ChatGPT. Let's do a couple more things. Watch this. And again, for those of you who are like, oh, I've been to chat, I know ChatGPT. I don't. No, you don't, because there's always something to learn, like process. So I would say at this point, please write a short email to promote this property to my database. Should I do that? Yeah, you should do that. But you haven't had to do it for 8 years, so you don't know. So I'm gonna say, write me an email, right? If you or anybody else knows somebody, please send them my way. Now, here's one to promote the open house. Please write a follow-up with focus on a open house for this property. So again, you've got to lean into this stuff. I know some of you are scared. The teachers don't want our kids using it. I get it, but you're in business. You got limited time. I tell everybody it's too busy, like, to come to a class like this. Just invest, an hour with me and you'll get 3 hours back a week. That's 12 hours a month. So I've got so many more things I need to teach you. I just don't have time, because I want to respect your time. So let's all go to the front page here. And I want you to grade yourself on a scale of 2 to 9. 2 means you don't have an Instagram or you've never done a reel, but you learned some stuff today. 5 is I'm kind of doing this, but I'm definitely not getting the results you're talking about. Saw some room for improvement. And 9 means you're doing really, really amazing with this. You're selling 4 to 8 homes a month, a lot of it off of your social media leads. And you could be in my seat teaching the class. Nobody's a 10, nobody's a 1. Okay. Those are the people that didn't have time. We'll pray for them, but I can't help them. You got to show up to get up. And then the last one, sales skills. And I have about 10 hours of sales training in my members area. I'm going to just give you one phrase here. Write this down. The next step is. So you're showing a property. Don't ask them what they think. Write this down. Turn on the emotional light switch. Say, what'd you like most about it? What else did you like about it? Great. It sounds like we're on the right path. The next step is, do you want to write a full price offer? Maybe come in a little above asking. Make sure we get it. Nodding, smiling, and shut up. Let them talk. They look at you and they say, I like it, but I think it's overpriced. What do? That's an objection. So here's how you handle an objection. 1-2 punch. Write this down. Number 1, empathize with the objection. Women do it naturally. Most men, you need to work on it. We're programmed, guys, to want to fix, answer, solve. That's not your job here. Your job is to be empathetic. Someone says, I like it, but it costs too much. You say, I appreciate you being upfront with me. How much too much do you feel it is? And we're back to zip it, right? Don't say a word. They tell you, I don't know, 30, 40,000. You say, write this down. If I'm understanding you correctly. Hey, so if I'm understanding you correctly, you really like the property. And if it was 30 or 40,000 less, you consider it. They say, I'd probably buy it. You say the next step is, let's write an offer you're comfortable with. If they, are you thinking of coming in at, 470, or maybe we come in at 465, work our way up? They say, I'm thinking more like 450. Your job is not to get them to go up. Your job is this, keep the momentum going. So write this down. You say, if they accepted it, would you want your closing on the 1st or the 15th? You say, hey, well, there's going to be a contingency period where we could go in, kick the tires, bring our inspector out and get out if we find something that they haven't disclosed or for any reason. Most agents would ask for 5 days. I usually ask for 10. Which would you like to do? If you could get them to agree to the contingency period, you got them agreeing to the offer. And it's stuff like this that can be the difference between making the sale and not, making 100,000 or making 400,000. So I want you to get really good at this. I don't have time to go deep into that, but again, I have those resources for you. So now look at your scores. When you get better at this, you're going to make more or less money. You're guaranteed to make more money if you apply what I'm teaching. But none of it matters if you don't have the right attitude. So let me wrap this up with something positive, and then we're going to take 7 or 8 of you into our program. If it's already sold out by the time you're watching it, text me. Maybe I'll get you in. My number is 407-790-1141. Or if you need installments, need help, I'll work with you. But let's take a look at your new morning routine. First off, I want you to get up in the morning. I want you to jump out of the bed. I want you to say something positive. Brokers, if you're listening to this, don't let your agents run around and say, I'm not good at this stuff. It is, I haven't learned the skills to get good at it, right? It's a different thought process. They say, oh, I'm not good at social media. I'm not good at video. You said, remember what Coach Steve said. So everybody repeat after me. This year will be my best ever. Say, social media is easy. Say, I'm amazingly consistent. Say, I'm a video queen or I'm a video king. Right? You've got to talk good to yourself. Second thing, drink a lot of water. I'm on the tail end of 3 live presentations today. I'm 56 years old and I got more energy than most 28-year-olds. And the secret, I do number 2 and 3 every day. I hydrate, drink a lot of water. You'll never see a can of Diet Coke in my hand because that would dehydrate me. And I'm going to go ahead and exercise. I see that's spelled wrong, but that doesn't matter to me. I'm going to still exercise. And so I'm not talking tomorrow, go to Gold's Gym. Maybe just get out there and do a slow walk in your neighborhood. And if you live in a bad neighborhood, walk fast. Anyways, number 4, read or meditate. Do something good for your mind. I was interviewed in a podcast. I said, what's one thing an agent or affiliate can do to be more positive? I said, quit watching the news. He was puzzled. He's like, not watch the news? I said, garbage in, garbage out. They go like, what should they do? I go, make sales and marketing their hobby, work on themselves. Because if they almost sell something, they almost earn a commission. And number 5, gratitude journal. Be grateful for everything. Grow every day. Apply what you've learned. Be a part of multiple learning programs. Set up a self-development budget. What do I want you to do right now? I want you to set up a digital social media calendar that'll, go at least 6 months, if not a year in the future. For those that move forward with me, I'll give you that, and then it won't take you 10 hours. It'll take you, 30 minutes to customize. I'd like you to revamp your profiles, make your bios look really great, make your covers look really great. Go through our class on how to go ahead and SEO optimize them so they get found by more people, showing to more people. And I want you to record 5 of the reels. And if you do that in the next 30 days, we're going to be headed in the right direction. And if you don't do it, guess what? No is the first 2 letters of nothing. It's a choice. But you'll make less money than you could, because if people can't find you, they don't remember you. And it's probably not this. I wrote this for a market in Texas where they sell homes for $300,000. You guys are probably double that for a lot of you. So that's probably $500,000, $100,000 a year if you're not doing this. This used to be optional. It's essential. So what do you need to do to get really good at this? Do it with us. We got 3,300 happy students. It's a great referral network. You give us 3 hours a month. Okay, that's a live masterclass the second Monday of the month, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Pacific. Adjust it whatever time zone you're in. If you miss it because you're at a closing, it'll be recorded. No excuse necessary, right? Just watch it at your convenience. Passenger seat of the car at a kid's ball game, airport. And then the money, it's $5,000. So that gets you 24 live master classes over the next 2 years. That's if you wait. If you take action off of this call, I'm going to knock 90% off of that. So the order form should be there. Here it is. You get the $5,000 program. It has 24 live master classes over the next 24 months. In the meantime, you could go do 1 other module every month, or as many as you want. Maybe do the Chat GPT, learn how to do Reels, learn how to do a virtual open house. So that same 5 hours of time gets you 106 leads instead of 6, right? You're going to get these templates to make your stuff look good. If you don't want to join our program, we're happy to sell you those for $299. We have a Facebook group that you could join for $400 a year. I'll give you lifetime access if you register today as one of the first 7 action takers. Just either go to successadvice.com, fill out the form or text me. You do need to text if you need any kind of installment program. And then you're going to get the social media success kit. That's that calendar I'm showing you, the Canva templates for posts, for reels. We're always issuing new stuff. So if you're a procrastinator, get signed up in the future. It's $5,000. The reality is it won't happen for you. You won't do it. Okay. Or take action today. It has a 72-hour, no question asked guarantee. That means you go in, you download some workbooks, you watch some classes. If it isn't right for you, let us know within the next 3 days. We part friends. It rarely happens because you know what? Once people get in here, they realize that they've been looking for something and they were lucky to find it. I mean, I told my staff, I said, it's not enough money. It's only $25 a month. They're like, we're not trying to make money. We're just trying to get your name out there in the Northwest and other areas. Because I'm a household name in Florida. I'm a household name in Texas. I haven't been up in this way in a while. So if you want to be one of the lucky people to participate in this, either go to successadvice.com or go ahead and text me. We could do installments on this. If $600 is too much to put on a credit card, what we'll do is we'll do 4 installments over 4 months. So $150 today and $150 every 30 days, and it's paid off, tax deductible this year. It should be, depending when you're watching it. If you need 8 installments, we could do 8 installments of $75. A lot of people do 6 installments of $100. If you can't afford that, you need to have a garage sale. You need to do a checkup for the neck up. Most programs like this are like $30,000. This is a great value, even at $5,000. And that's what you tell people. If somebody says, hey, your stuff is really looking good, how do I get good like you good? You say you should talk to Coach Steve. He has a great program. And then the order form is on your last page. And there's one thing, or if you're doing it online, you just check this yellow box. That's when you get the one-on-one strategy calls. So let's say that you know that you got a lot of questions. You're part of a team. It's a husband, wife. You're transitioning from another business. I just had a guy sign up today. Hey, I have a mortgage license. I'm real estate. You do the add-on call. So if you did the core program, the big program, the 2-year membership, the group coaching, it's only $5.99, not per month total. Ends up being $25 a month. I just don't feel like dripping it out to you. I want to help you really right now, make next year really good. And then you could add that on. It'd be an extra $500. It's normally $750 for an hour. We're going to give you up to 90 minutes. I'm going to record it. I'm going to give you a write-up. And it's definitely the way you want to go if you could afford it. So $1,099 at once, or if you need to break that up over, anywhere from 4 to 6 installments. 6 installments on the best program. I think it's only $183 a month. But just take a picture of your form, text it to this number. That'll go straight to me. I'll get you activated. I'll put you in the Facebook group. And I'm here for all your questions. So I'm going to sign off and just want to thank everybody. I hope you got tremendous value. I hope you do something to get better. You're in a very competitive business. There's going to be a big shakeout over the next few years. My sister-in-law is trying to sell her property right now. And every day she's calling her agent saying, why are you not selling this property? And then she's asking me, why isn't it selling? And I'm like, you probably picked the wrong agent. She's not doing anything on social media. I haven't seen her do any reels. She's not doing a virtual open house to reach people from other parts of the country, investors and so forth. And so that agent is going to end up losing her listing. And then they're going to end up go with somebody that does have these skills. And if you have these skills, what happens? You can go into an expired listing situation, and you could say, hey, I guarantee I'll go ahead and put together something that you're going to be really impressed with in the next 24 hours, or you can fire me. And you're going to have the resources to do it. So I look forward to helping everybody. Steve Black, 407-790-1141. At least let me get you that list of pictures. And if we have spots left, we'll get you in the program. Thanks so much, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you so much, Steve, for